if reposted.
Today we have a special treat. Our guest is Heidi Dean. She's the entertainment industry's top social media expert for actors. She's a social media writer for Backstage Magazine. She's a frequent speaker at film festivals, conferences, podcasts, and universities all across the US. Heidi was a working actor for about 20 years, and now she combines her years of industry experience with cutting-edge social media strategy to help actors, filmmakers, and content creators open more doors to open up their careers. Her clients include Emmy Award winners, Broadway stars, recording artists, directors, producers, and filmmakers. All that to say, Heidi turns social media rookies into rock stars. So we're going to start out today with a quote from you, Heidi. You said, "Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from." That seems so simple and so difficult all at once. But what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that was a very popular Instagram post of mine. Well, I work with actors and artists, and it just comes with the territory that they're in this world of having to take direction, getting constant criticism, and being reviewed all the time. So they're kind of in this world of always getting criticism, whether they're asking for it or not. So my audience really has to have some kind of barometer of what they should listen to and what they shouldn't. Right. And really that quote's always spoken to me, don't take criticism from someone who you wouldn't take advice from. If you're not going to take advice from them, why should you listen to them when they, have an opinion about your singing or your acting or your dancing or anything that you're putting out, especially on social media. And I think this quote's become even more important with social media, because for all the reasons that social media is a blessing for actors, it's also a curse, because social media has given everybody a microphone, right? So everybody's been handed a microphone, and that's fantastic for artists because they can actually share their talents and things they're excited about with the world. But it's also given everybody else a microphone that maybe has no business commenting on their acting, their singing, their talent, when they maybe never had taken a voice lesson in acting class. So really just always asking yourself, would I take advice from this person? That's giving me advice in person, over email, on a comment stream. Would I actually take any kind of advice from them? So.
Just to kind of double down on this idea, if you're an actor, I'm sure you've got an agent, I'm sure you've got a PR team, you've got a family member, you're listening to advice from them. Why in the world would you go on a place that's the wild, wild west and take advice from anybody? It seems almost like the internet, social media is just entertainment.
Yeah, well, it's hard because everybody's online. Even the people as an actor that you're networking with or colleagues are online. And sometimes people don't mean to say something in a certain way. So you have to always think, like, is this somebody, do I really care about this person's opinion? Doesn't matter. Click over, like, who is this person? Happens to me. People think I don't get trolls because I put a lot of positivity out in the world. I get trolls. And, if I think it's a constructive comment, sometimes I click over to see, oh, who is it? And half the time their social media looks like a hot mess. And I'm like, okay, I don't really, not going to listen to you. It's pretty quick to find out if it's about me or if it's about them,
I guess what advice would you give people? Because I think there's a fine line between criticism and then like something that you should actually pay attention to. Because maybe if you hear it 50 different times, it's not someone trolling you. Maybe it's something you should be introspective on. Like there's a fine line to be able to figure like what to listen to and what not to. Do you have advice on that?
Well, I think if you're hearing something over and over again, you'll probably start saying, oh, maybe this is something I should change. I know even, I'm an educator. I'm, I have a business. My assistant goes through anybody that unsubscribes from my email list, and has a comment, they'll go through that, but they vet it for me because they're really good at seeing if it's just like some weird, angry person, a competitor, or if it's a comment we're getting over and over again. And then maybe we need to change something, or maybe we need to, create content for a certain audience. So we listen to that, because we'll hear it over and over again, so I think with something like that, yeah, if you keep getting criticism over and over again about one thing, then yes, you should probably really, talk to your trusted advisors, talk to the people you trust about that, and possibly work on that, but like I said, social media, I think it makes it really easy to vet this person to see if it's, about them or you. You just click over. If they're giving you advice on something that they don't do themselves, then it's a waste of time. They're a waste of time, you know?
Mhm.
You run a whole session on this, you have a whole video on it, but let's just say you're a small business owner or an actor and you're an introvert and you got to step out into this social media realm. How do you psych yourself up to do that if you're an introvert?
Yeah, well, I'm what they call, I guess, an extroverted introvert. And that surprises people because people just think I'm everywhere on social media. I'm an extrovert. Oh, she must love going live. Oh my goodness. When I first started going live on Facebook, actually Periscope, 4 5 years ago when it came out, I was terrified. I was totally terrified. I'm an introvert. I'm a planner. I like to, have everything planned out. But I have found over the last 5 years, like I think social media is like an introvert's paradise, like because you get to call the shots, you get to decide when you're going to do things. It's so much different than walking into like a networking event and having a million people around you and having to navigate that as an introvert. That can be really scary. But say you want to meet someone on social media and the business, you can do your research ahead of time. You can decide when you're going to have interactions with them, right? It's all on your own terms. You can decide how long you want to be online versus a networking event. You might have to be there a long time, right? You get to decide all of that. And I just think it's a powerful place for an introvert because you have the power to decide who you want to meet online, how long you want to spend there, and even what kind of medium you want to use. You could be on Twitter if you're better with words. I know a lot of introverts, they're better with words. You can be going and using Twitter instead of Instagram, or maybe you decide to use pre-recorded video. I love pre-recorded video. Also an introvert's best friend, right? So you get to call the shots. You get to figure out, what's most comfortable for you for connecting and building your brand out there, getting your brand out there.
So I'm an actor and I came across you for obvious reasons, but you put out so much good content on how people can build their social media, but you also are like a beacon of hope and like positivity that people follow. I guess for people that don't really have a social media presence yet, like what do you think their biggest hurdle is? Is it the fear of unknown, or why aren't people willing to take that step?
Well, I think a lot of it might be fear. I think some of it's just lack of strategy. Like they don't know what to do. I don't think actors have any excuses anymore, though. I mean, just go to my YouTube channel. It's like Netflix binging for like weeks on social media for actors. But I think it's lack of strategy. I think people get started, they don't see results because they don't have a plan, and then they stop. Right. So they never actually really started to use it as a business or as an actor, or whatever they do. And then they give up. They didn't see results. They said, oh, see, I thought that was just a fad. You can't really meet anyone here. You can't make money. You can't build a business. But they didn't have a plan in the first place. It's just like everything else. I think some people think, oh, it's social media. That's what the cool kids do. The little kids do. Right. You just learn that. Right. No, to use it as a business, to use it as an effective tool, no matter, whether you're a business or a performer, you have to have a plan. You have to have a strategy.
I think we can say that social media is not a fad.
Oh, we can say that it's not going away.
The results are in.
Anytime soon.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on that idea, you talk a lot about posting and using social media with confidence. And that I'm assuming is like just not throwing things out there and sticking with it, having an idea and having it thought through before you at 4 a.m. post something.
Yes, using it with a purpose, not just for playtime, right? Yeah, I mean, everything I start with all my clients or my students in my online classes, we start from them. We do this exercise called putting the me in your social media, and we really try to figure out what are those things that make your online brand. What are you comfortable about talking about, and what are you not comfortable talking about? And we figure out those 3 to 4 things that they're going to put out there all the time. And these are just that's brand them, right? And then we figure out a posting strategy from that. So yeah, you need a plan. You got to figure out what makes you, and then post ideas are going to spring right from that. And that's how you're also going to find your hashtags and find your audience. So, and that's for like a public figure, an artist. For businesses, it's you tweak it a little bit.
Heidi Dean, this has been so great. If you guys don't have social media yet, if you already have it, she can help you in anything. You find them at Marketing for Actors on Instagram or on Twitter at Marketing for the number 4 actor. I'm Andrew Keller for Larry and Heidi saying thank you for stopping by.